more than ever, it's the perfect time to really dig deep into our hidden talents. Our next guest says the answer found right within our soul's purpose.
Yeah, what does that mean? So we're going to dive into it. Her latest book, Discover Your Dharma, podcaster and author Sahara Rose is giving readers 9 different archetypes to help them unlock their true inner being. And she joins us now. Sahara, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me today. I'm honored to be here.
Sure. Okay, first off, let's look at the title. What is a Dharma and how does it relate to the reason why we're all here?
So your Dharma is your soul's purpose. I think of it like your mission statement. So it's more than one career, job, or role you play, but it's more why you do it and how you do it. So for example, your Dharma may be to connect women back to their bodies or to bring beauty to this world. And then underneath that mission statement are all of the ways that you can manifest that from jobs, careers, projects, etc. But your Dharma is so much more.
I mean, it's very deep, right? It's very from within. So you have to have a very personal journey of discovering your Dharma. How did you figure out yours?
You know, often our dharmas come through our obstacles as well as our highest forms of excitement and joy. So for myself, I've always loved teaching, communicating, diving into health, wellness, spirituality, but it wasn't until my own health problems that my body began shutting down and going through perimenopause when I was 21 years old that I went on this journey of self-healing, which guided me to Ayurveda, the world's oldest health system, and eventually to Dharma.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of what you learned through that self-journey.
So, you know, oftentimes we look at the world around us and we're like, what could I be good at? You know, what is my purpose? We often think some people are born having a special purpose and others do not. But truthfully, none of us were born here by accident. We all have a reason for being here. And sometimes our obstacles, you know, years like 2020, where a lot of deep, difficult shadows may have shown up for us, can actually guide us to our purpose. So, yeah, we can often see what are the lessons we've learned from that and how can we share those with others. And that's really related to our Dharma.
So you wrote this book. There's 9 different Dharma archetypes. Kind of walk us through some of them.
So for me, archetypal work has been so instrumental. So archetypes are essentially personality types from Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, even astrology are personality types. So I put together these 9 Dharma archetypes related to your purpose. So some of them are the artist, the entrepreneur, teacher, visionary, researcher. So when we look at these, we can find ourselves in some of them, but oftentimes we think, oh, well, I'm not an amazing painter, I can't be an artist, or I'm not teaching professionally, I can't be a teacher, but we still may have elements of the teacher, the artist, and all of the different archetypes within us. So I've developed a quiz people can take, I know you guys have taken it as well, to help you define really what your Dharma archetype is.
Yes, we took the quiz, and you know, it was really interesting, some of the questions, because they asked things to you in different ways. It almost kind of tests whether your answer the first time was correct. I mean, I'm sure that was intentional, but a lot of folks trying to figure out, okay, now that I found my archetype, what does that mean for my purpose? So let's go through it. I want to bring in the team because we all took the test, and we all found our archetype. So let's start with OG. OG, what was your archetype?
I am a nurturer. I thought, what? Someone just laughed back there.
I believe it.
Right? So what does that mean? Because I thought I was going to be in different spots, but like I was surprised, but not that surprised. So, but it says I'm humorous. Ooh, look at me. Humorous was the first one. Humorous.
You are humorous.
Good-natured, loyal. Ooh, I'm a natural coach and warm-hearted. Sensei, what do you have to say about my nurturing spirit? Ooh.
I love that. So the nurturer is really here to care and connect. So if you think about Oprah, you know, Oprah is a nurturer. So you have that Oprah to you. That what we love about Oprah is that even when she's on a huge stage, she sits next to someone and goes so deep within them, taking them so much deeper than they have ever gone on their own. So that's really what the nurturer does. They hold space, they listen, and they have such a grounded energy to them that makes people feel safe to open up to.
You definitely hold space.
So, and the reason and the way you get to this is by taking this quiz that asks different questions. Like one of them was, you know, who do you look up to the most? Like Oprah, Cher, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, among other questions. But let's go to Marisol now and find out what she was. We saw it just for a snippet there, Marisol.
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
I'm the teacher.
Which kind of makes sense because you
makes sense.
you have been a teacher in the past too, right?
I have been a teacher. I was not completely shocked by this, but
Yeah.
I will say I wanted to choose more than one answer.
Me too.
in the
Right.
I
quiz,
know.
Which,
Me
I
too.
agree.
which I'm sure is a lot of people felt the same way. But I wasn't shocked, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Ben,
Absolutely.
and you know what? Let me ask you this: you're not locked into just one, right?
So you're actually all of the Dharma archetypes, but in varying amounts. So when you take this quiz, you actually are able to see your top 2, but you have elements of the other archetypes. So I tend to find our top 2 really stay with us throughout our lives. So for example, the teacher or
Yeah.
the nurturer. But then the middle ones can shift according to what we're excited about, what's showing up in our lives, etc. And
Got
then
it.
that last one is the one that our greatest work is. So for me, my last one is the warrior. I don't love confrontation, but for me, that's where my greatest work is.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Ben, so what were you?
I must have lied on mine because I'm the nurturer. Which is
I can see that though.
Get out of
I
here.
can totally see that, Ben.
I lied and I said my kids were #1 priority. When I was like, I should have said making money or different segments.
No, because
Yeah.
humorous
There
is
it
#1 right there. I mean, that's
That's
you're
right.
showing
You
your
are
stuff.
funny.
Anytime you guys need a cuddle,
The
I'm here.
nurturer.
I'm here.
You know, I'm with you on that, Ben. I was the nurturer too.
Nice.
I know. See, it's funny because I found that a lot of the other answers fit, but I wanted to answer honestly in the space that I am in right now. So this does make sense for me. Although I'm glad to hear you say that you still, have these other characteristics in you because I
Right.
felt like a lot of the other answers do
Very
apply.
true. Very, very true.
What about you, Hannah?
What's dance?
I was the warrior.
Yes.
And so the warrior, strong moral compass, love me or hate me personality, and that is very true. Team leader, opinionated, whoever said I was opinionated.
Never.
Shocking.
Right? Every teacher possible and every principal's office I ever sat in, and supportive of others. I thought this was very true, although I was hoping that I was closer to the nurturer, but
I'll swap with you.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you could hear that we are all of them.
Now you mentioned something. You mentioned you're closer to your top 2. So we found one of ours. Do we need to take it again to find out what our second one is?
I did take it again.
So if you just scroll down the page, you'll see the second one right
Oh,
under
I didn't
there
go
on
all
the
the way
same
down.
page.
The
Okay.
second one was actually teacher. For
Oh,
me.
was it?
Yeah, teacher
Oh,
was the
look at
second
that.
one.
I gotta scroll.
Hey, this was really, really interesting. I appreciate this. Discover Your Dharma, a guide to finding your purpose, now available. Thank you so much for being
Yes,
here.
thanks for enlightening
Yes.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my mother's like texting me, of course you're a warrior. Every time I had to go fight for you in school because you answered back to a teacher.